Open the box. Check that all accessories are complete according to the list. Remove one side of the L plate. Draw holes directly according to the installation drawings and drill holes. The upper expansion screw is locked. Use a balance ruler to adjust horizontally vertically. Remove the other side of the L plate and align the already installed L plate. Direct drawing, drilling upper expansion screw locking. Install the fixing base. Determine its horizontal, vertical, and lock tightly. Adjust the mount to horizontal and vertical. Hit the wire rope expansion hook. Determine the expansion hook position by the length of the connecting rod and punch the hole. Lock the expansion hook tightly. The wire rope and connecting rod angle is between 45 and 60 degrees. For aesthetics, if the connecting rod is less than 800 inside, it can be fixed by two internal connecting rods. The wire rope installation angle is highly consistent. Installation of I-beams. The same goes for square tube steel and round steel. The upper splint and holder are bolted and locked. Remove the motor. Unscrew the 4 Allen bolts on the anti-shedding disc. Remove the 2 short bolts. Fix motor shaft connection plate. Put in the flat spacer, spring gasket, nut and turn. Know the splint orientation. Lock after alignment. Install an anti-shedding splint. Align the anti-fouling disc screw holes. Note: do not tighten the nut for the time being. The gap between the anti-detachment disc and the boss on the motor is uniform. Remove the connecting rod. Remove the cable coupling from the connecting rod and lock it in the corresponding position of the connecting rod. Insert the connecting rod into the motor shaft clamp. Secure the cleats and connecting rods with bolts. Note: double spacer. The motor leads are reserved to the connecting rod. Press the identification of U, V, W, ground wire and 2 overheating protection wires to connect to the side of the quick connector and turn. After insertion, confirm that it is securely secured. 2 overheating protection wires do not need to be sequenced. The access control cable runs to the inside of the connecting rod. According to U, V, W, ground wire, overheating protection line identification wiring in turn. 2 overheating protection wires do not need to be sequenced. Put on the connecting rod guard. Check the gap between the anti-shedding discs, whether it is uniform with the outer wall of the shaft. Secure the connecting rod with the motor to the card slot of the mount. Secure the bolts and nuts. Remove the motor support bracket. Use the horizontal ruler to adjust the horizontal vertical of the adjacent sides. Lock the bolts on the mounts. Adjust the motor level with the spirit level. Lock the motor connecting rod bolts. Then lock the lower end bolt of the connecting rod. This is important. Observe the gap between the holes inside the safety ring, and the boss on the motor is uniform to avoid abnormal noise. Insert the blade tail into the end of the fan blade, and lock the screws. Insert each of the row fan blades into the motor bracket and turn. Remove the trapezoidal spacer and bolt. Note the short bolts plus spring gaskets. Safety connection tabs are built sequentially. Put the spring plates and nuts in turn. Other fan blades are mounted diagonally. Check the levelness of the motor again. The controller is mounted at the appropriate height. The power cord passes through the controller terminal holes. Tighten the knobs. Wire is marked. Connect the motor cable. Tighten the knobs. The motor cable is also wired according to the marking. The power cord is connected with the motor cable grounding wire. The 2 overheating protection wires do not distinguish between left and right. No access is prohibited in the yellow position. Align the display connector and close the controller. And tighten the screws. Power on. The controller panel appears lit. The main operating keys on the control box panel. Green boot button. Red stop button. Arrow up accelerator key. Arrow down to slow down button. Press the run button to display that the panel speed has reached the rated speed. After 10 minutes of operation, there was no sound and no shaking. The installation is complete. When servicing the motor and controller, disconnect the power supply. Service must be carried out after the motor stops running and the controller indicator lights go out for 1 minute. When discontinued use for a long time in winter, in order to extend the service life of the product, please run for 10 minutes every other month.